What are you doing? Going for a ride? Looks like somebody wants to go for a ride. I was gonna put on the overalls and make a video out of this, but I don't know that I really give a shit. I don't know. There really isn't time. There isn't time. This bike's leaving tomorrow. So I need to do whatever I can do to make it a runner. So at least it returns as a running machine again. So here we go with starter. Arch lock up there. I don't know if that's for lighting, but we'll see. To remove the seat on the Authority model, you have to open the radio box in the back. It's done by depressing this button and raising the lid. At the front inside lid, you will find the release. Pull back while you're holding this back, partially close the lid, and you can lift the seat a little bit. Lift the seat, you can let go of the release and close the lid, and now the seat's going to come off this way. This seat is adjustable. As with all of the RT models, there are 3 positions to put this seat in: low, medium, and high. When you work on someone else's bike, pay close attention to what position the seat is in, and if you change it for your test ride, make sure you put it back to where they like it. You don't want to send someone out short in the inseams at the highest setting with a Corbin seat. They'll never reach the ground. They may tip over. So if anything, err on the side of caution and put it too low. These panels are a particular pain in the ass on the Authority model because of the crash bar. Turn your quarter turn and release there. Run your fingers down the back to ease that pin out of the grommet. You need to raise the handle. As you raise the handle, you're going to lift forward and up to get the fingers out of the bottom, and then you'll flip it sideways. You notice they put a little cutout here in the handle? There you go. Again, as I've said before, this model was originally designed as a police bike and then adapted to civilian use because BMW saw money to be made. You see the pin in the back? These are often broken because people don't massage the back off with their fingers. And these expensive little things don't really matter. You gotta wrap them in tape. So your quarter turn pin, your opening for your handle pin goes through the rubber grommet. 2 fingers that go into the foot peg plate. To remove the lateral trim panel, we have to take the crash bar off first. This bar is held on in 3 locations. Here, usually covered by a blind plug, a black plastic plug. Never assume what hardware is in here. It could be anything, especially these days. BMW replaced Allen head stuff with Torx, so could have any kind of hardware in here. And as these bikes have soldiered on after service and auctions and multiple owners, you could have SAE hardware in there. Who knows? Generally, it's a 6mm Allen, as we will find right here. In our second mounting location, this bar runs all the way down to there. It's an integral part of the strength of these crash bars. You can throw these bikes on their side while they're parked with no damage. There you go. The final is located in the front, right here. Now the panel is removed, same as a civilian RT, with the exception of when you're removing the panel, be careful, be gentle moving the panel around this bar. You don't want it to get hung up and break the panel. The foot peg plate, same as a civilian model, except the rear crash bar is bolted through it. Again, covered by a blind plastic plug. Use a pick to get under the plug. And reveal the Allen bolt below, or whatever the case may be. Now you'll be able to pull the bar away without unbolting everything else enough to take the foot peg plate off. The police side stand, the authority model side stand for the United States, had a special foot, a special deployment tang. You know, the civilian one was here. They just cut it off and welded a bar across it. The civilian one was here. The first authority models were here. You know what cops do? They leave, you know what motor cops do? They leave their motors running. They exit from the right side here in the United States. So that means they deploy the side stand with their left heel as they're exiting their mount. And if it's here, you inevitably catch there and have quite the embarrassing situation as the motor officer falls from his machine as it lumbers forward in first gear until it stalls and falls over. So they put a special tab here for those guys, which I gotta say is a slightly better place than there, but it's still quite a contraption. It's a lot of side stand. It's a lot of bike. Same length. It's a little bit easier to get the fucking saddlebag off, right? We're gonna take the saddlebag off. This accessory outlet, that is where motor officer plugs in his radar unit. His handheld radar unit. That is why that's there. I don't have to go any farther than this. So, this is all we have to do to change the starter, which you'll see I had just changed. But, we've had some electrical gremlins going on, so I don't like what happened to that starter. I'm going to replace it. Actually, before we do this, let's replicate the fucking problem. Shall we? Let us replicate the problem before we go diving into this. Alright, is this what I want to do? I want to replicate the problem? Why not? What do we get to lose? Hey there, you nodded off a bit. There we go. Don't sound right to me, eh? Bolt here. Oh, the fucking bolt is way under here. There's our new one. Yeah, we do want to get those wires with a zip tie, so I'm going to get another zip tie. Okay, I want to. Here you go. Always start these by hand. Don't go whacking at them with a ratchet or a power fucking tool or none of that shit. Start them by hand. Now that that's tight, see if we have the same problem. I like what I hear. That's the best news I've heard all year. That ain't an exaggeration either. I'm gonna test this a couple more times now. Okay, don't stink out my shop. I gotta call that done. I have to call that done. I'm gonna put this back together now. The 3-foot peg plate bolts. Top one first. That should go nice and simple. Then you want to get this one. You don't have to tighten it. Don't even snug it down. Get it started. You can't use this for here because see the foot peg's in the way. I use this. A wobbly adapter on an extension so I can get away from the foot peg rubber. can ratchet clear of here. Lift the foot peg plate up when you snug these down. Torque is listed on the screen. 22 newton meters or so. What this bolt's for? See that foot peg wherever is worn? That's why you need new bushings. These break down. Once the ends come off, the foot peg loses its cushion, its rigidity on the end, and just bags out. Be nice if there was an aftermarket source for those. Kind of pricey from BMW. Shifter. What is this bolt for? To adjust your shift lever. If you move this bolt to the lower position, it will move the shift lever to that position. That is for riders of shorter stature that have difficulty getting their foot at that much of an angle. They want to be here. Most of us will find this the optimal position. I have this one remaining that I need to find a washer for, and this is going to be done, and I am going to put the panels on and call it done. R1100s have a long screw under the mirror. This long one goes here. It's the only long one like that. One on each side under the mirror. The 1150s changed to the shorter length screw that is found in the foot peg plates. There are 3 of these on each side on the foot peg plates on the 1100 and the 1150 models. The rest of the panel screws are 16 millimeters long, shortest of the bunch, but the most numerous.